ground. A fragment strikes him on the chest and throws him to the ground. The sun goes down, and it is night. Darkness comes over the land. On the battlefield lies a dying man, with his rifle in his hand. He dreams of his childhood days, and then his years at school, of playing by a babbling brook, or fishing by a pool. His body at last grows stiff and cold, his heavy eyelids close. His soul hath found eternal rest, and forever sweet repose.
I close my eyes and breathe in a long, deep breath, in the knowledge that this may very well be my last. My heart is racing as the noise of battle fills my ears, and I am plagued with the memories of long ago. The sound of gunfire rolling like a heavy thunder, the shouts and screams of soldiers from both sides, fighting for what they believe is right, for their lives. Each one with the same wish, honour for their country. All around me people lay dying, limbs are lost, and people's lives are changing forever. I open my eyes and glance up to the night sky. The explosions flash before me like lightning. The trenches are filled with rats as they swarm around to feast on the corpses of the dead, and the few remaining food rations we have left, spreading disease to those of us that remain living on this wasteland. Each of us is scared as we try to hide our fear, and in our hearts we are united with prayer that it will all be over soon, as the minutes seem to last for hours, and the hours an eternity. Around my neck I wear a cross which I kiss every chance I get, and pray that I will be home soon. Through this bloody battle my faith keeps me strong. I thank the Lord above for this, my Saviour. These things I shall remember for as long as I live, no matter how long that is, or how short. For in these fields of destruction, death awaits us all, and within its path very few shall survive. These are dark times we are facing head on, and in the heat of war, it makes killers of us all. For out here there is but one rule: kill or be killed. And as each second passes, another man dies. Another explosion claims another life. One of ours this time, trained in the same squad as me. We actually signed up together. Another letter waiting for another family back home. That could happen to any one of us, I think to myself, as silently a tear rolls down my face. This truly is hell on earth. When will the killing end, and will I make it out of this God-forsaken nightmare, this living hell?
Well done.
In which she wasn't going to come this evening, but then they're really enjoying it, as far as I'm aware. Now, Winifred doesn't really feel like reading her poem out, but she has suggested that her son Neil might like to read it for her, keeping it in the family. So here we have War, No Peace, written by Winifred Hughes and being read out this evening by Neil.
Am I allowed to say well done, Mum?
Absolutely.
War, no peace. The penalties, the price we pay. Father, husband, brother, son. But the battle's won. The battle's won. A growing list of dead unfurls at the setting of the sun. But the battle's won. The battle's won. And in some far-off distant land, the song of death is still not done. But the battle's won. The battle's won.
Do your next.
Mary, joining us. Who's on the other side? Fun. No, this is a surprise.
Recall the battles we have fought, through shot and sword and shell, and of the comrades we have lost, through sweat and tears and toil. Upon 1,000 fields of war, in some bloody foreign hell, adversity hath forced our links, through anvil, fire and gall, tempered on the blade of
She sat at home, sewing socks, counting the days to his return. He would be here soon, she knew. Some were brightly coloured, some plain, whatever she had to hand. In one she shaped a heart, a personal gift to him. As she turned the corner of the heel, she thought of their future life. One child or two, maybe more.
Well, you can see there how high the standard of all these entries has been this year. It's been very, very difficult for the judges. I think the judges did a very, very good job in separating some of these out so we could actually place some of these. So I hope everybody's feeling inspired. I didn't make the joke earlier, but we really do want you to enter for next year. So get your thinking caps on. If you're inspired by what you've seen this evening, write it all down. It'll become a poem eventually, and then you can enter. It costs nothing to enter, and it's great fun, as you can see. So, carrying on with the Pendle Adult category. In third place, this is William Stephenson with Barnstormers.
Hello, this is about some of the men who used to fly planes in World War I, who then got jobs as stunt pilots in between the wars, taking people up in the air, the equivalent of today's roller coaster. So this one's called Barnstormers. Stare into a propeller long enough, and the world begins to shudder. A plane's Pentecostal fervour. It's that hard haze round the blades I remember.
Right, now second place in the Pendle category is a guy called Bob Walker from Burnley.
I'll just explain that I wrote this a few years ago when there were still a few First World War veterans alive. And I imagine maybe one of them revisiting the battlefield as a very, very old man. Battlefield. A journey long postponed, a painful pilgrimage, leads a centenarian soldier, defying his age, to revisit images that have haunted, memories that torture. Now, strength failing and conscience piercing, he fulfills his pledge before time whisks you, son of mine.
We're just taking a photo with the other Pendle finalists. Then we're going to take a photo with everybody together. You can just stand there and just stand up. Then I think we'll ask Andrew to say a few words. You'd like to say a few words, wouldn't you? Say it down.
I don't know.
Right, we won't have Andrew say a few words.
Oh.
He will say a few words. There we go. So if you want to go and sit down, we'll take a group photo in a minute when we're finished. Okay? So just sit back down where you were.
No,
Right, Andrew, you want to come to this one? So there you go. So that was the that's all the poems we're having for this evening. I hope you've enjoyed it. I think it's going to be perfect. So Andrew's sat here on the stage and he's listened to all the poems as a view. So we'll see what our local MP thinks to the standard of the poetry here in Pendle.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I certainly wasn't expecting to speak, and I'm certainly one of the most useless poets you'd have ever come across. All I can say is I'm absolutely delighted to have been asked to present the prizes, and certainly delighted not to have been asked to be a judge, because the task before the judges with such a wealth of entries must have been impossible. To choose between them, to single out just a few. I think everybody in this room who entered this competition, and all these people on the stage, regardless of what position you were given by the judges, everything we've heard tonight has been absolutely outstanding. It's been phenomenal. And, you know, I'm sure I'm just expressing everybody else's opinions. You know, well done to all of you. It's been incredibly moving. It's been a wonderful evening for me to participate in, and for everyone in the room, especially as we're now so close to the 100th anniversary of the First World War. So thank you to all of you who have participated in this competition. Thank you to the organisers, the judges especially, and thank you for not asking me to do anything more than present a few prizes.
Website, that's www.pendlewarpoetry.com. If you've got any of the leaflets or the book, you will see the address on there, so you can find it easy. Otherwise, just do a web search and you'll find it. We'll put a lot of the photos up there if we can. We've also got a Facebook group page for people that understand Facebook. I think that's called Pendle War Poetry on Facebook. We'll put some up there. If anybody else has taken any photos and you'd like to put them up on the Facebook group to share with everybody, please do so. Anybody wants any of the photos this evening, I'll be happy to email them to you. You've got the competition email address. We'll try and send out individual photos to everybody who's in them. But if anybody else wants any, we do want to promote the competition. That's the whole point of it. So do feel free, if you've got any of your own photos, to post them so that everybody else can see them as well. As I say, we do want to have this competition again next year. It may be in a slightly different format. It may be a slightly different time of the year. We're going to work with other poetry groups and organisations to put something together for next year. So if you've been involved this year, if you've enjoyed it this year, if you've enjoyed what you've seen and heard, do support us for next year. We'll obviously be looking for more sponsors, we'll be looking for more entries, and just the support of everybody in general. So everybody that's been involved this year will be contacting you for next year, and if anybody else wants to get involved, you'll be very, very welcome. So thank you very much for your support this evening. We're going to take a group photo of all the finalists on the stage. So when they stand up to have their group photo, let's have an absolutely huge round of applause for all our finalists for this year's competition.